Hi crafty friends, it's Lori with a craft party. Decided that I was going to do a little something that I saw Natasha from Treasure Books do a while back. And it may or may not be similar by the time I'm done with it. But it is inspired by Natasha. So first thing I want to do is take my cardstock. And it doesn't matter what color cardstock as long as your material doesn't show through. And the material I'm using is this flower print. And it won't show through. It actually isn't seen at all. That's pretty thick upholstery material. I'm going to cut this at 5.5. Scrap off to the side to use later. By 3. And we're making a tag today. And then I'll put this up because I don't think I need it anymore. And I need edge. Cut that off. Flip it over. And cut that off. Put those in the trash. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is get out the material and find a piece. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, it'll fit this way. That's a good idea. So that works perfect. Put this off to the side. I keep my material on a hanger, so that's the hanger sitting here on my table. Okay, then I want to get my glue stick, and I'm just going to glue this down for right now. It's going to be sewn down, so that's why I'm using glue stick, because I just want it to stay put. I'm not really using it to adhere it permanently. And I just want to cut and trim this off. Scissors are getting dull. It's about time to have them sharpened again. Hubby's good. He does the sharpening of my scissors the old-fashioned way. Okay. Gonna move all this excess into the trash. And then I'm going to just tear me a little bit off here. There we go. And I want to put it on here, about like that, and bend it over. And then I'm going to cut it off again. Okay, and those pieces can go in the trash. Then I am going to ink up this page. I'm going to use my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. And I'm just going to ink up around the outside edge. Sorry, I haven't been putting out videos every day. We've had a lot of things going on lately, mostly doctor's visits. Everything's okay. We just seem to be that time of year that we have to schedule all our visits. So it's kind of taken up all of our time. And now that I've got this on here and I've used my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, I'm going to go and take it to the sewing machine and just sew around this edge. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and it's sewn. And I need to trim off these excess strings. Okay. Then next, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to pick something out of this Everything Grows book. I believe I got it off of Temu. I'm just going to find the first thing that I like. There we go. You got to really kind of press this down in order for it to not rip. They want to rip when you go to take them out of there. Move that off to the side, and I'm going to ink this up. Be gentle. It's fragile paper. And we will go ahead and I'm going to put it up here a little bit so it shows us some of this writing. And I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. I will be right back. Okay, and I am back again from the sewing machine. And just so you know, you could be gluing these on. You don't have to necessarily sew. I just saw Natasha sew and thought that looked really neat. And so I went ahead and also chose to sew. But it's an option. It's not a definite to have to do. And next we want to take some tea dye paper. Let me grab some of that. Okay, I've got my tea dyed paper, and we just want to, I'm gonna roughly cut out the outside edge. I don't want to cut it too close. So there we go. And I'm going to, oh, it's not gonna matter if I ink this up right at the moment. It's not going to make a bit of difference, so I don't know why I'm doing it. Okay, so here we go. We are going to take this to the sewing machine and sew all the way around it. I'll be right back. Okay, and I am back and I sewed all the way around. And now I'm just going to trim up on all the sides. Cut that thread. Well, maybe we'll cut the thread. There we go. And now you can write on the back side. I'm going to use some Distress Oxide to ink up the sides. And when you're doing the distressing, it also is kind of pulling on those threads on the material, at least with the upholstery material. It's kind of pulling on those threads. So you're getting kind of more distressed look when those threads pull out. Okay, then I want to get out my punch, do my fold. Okay. Okay, and that punched through the material really well, in case anybody's curious. I'm going to get a red eyelet poke it through. And then I'm going to put it on here and set the eyelet. And I've got some sari silk. Forgot to bring it over here. It was behind me. And I'm going to cut a strip of this off for the tag. That should be good. Maybe not. It looks a little thin. We'll see how it looks when I get it on here. Yeah, it works. And there we go. We've got an upholstery tag with some writing on it. Thank you for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed what we did. If you would, like, comment, subscribe down below. It was great working with you today. Thank you. Hugs.